Let's. Hey, everybody! Welcome to another podcast, Stevie Bullets, with my guest Bill Staxx, chatting with Staxx out of Connecticut. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Bill.
What's good, man? I'm Bill Staxx from Chatting with Staxx. Thanks for having me on, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, absolutely. You're the guy that got me started in this, and although I'm new at it, I'm starting to get the hang of it. Tell everybody about what you're doing and what your projects are involved in and stuff. Your podcast.
Yeah, so a long time ago, I was involved with gangs and doing the wrong thing. I was in and out of prison for a lot of years, and I got tired of living that way. So 3 years ago, I decided to change my life, and I got clean. I was messed up on drugs and alcohol, and I decided to get clean. And I wanted to do a podcast where I interviewed ex-mobsters. So I started reaching out to people, and I was clean for about a year before I got into podcasting. Yeah, really started taking off in the past year, man. I've only been doing it for a year.
You want to tell everybody how many subscribers you have?
I got 3,200 and almost 300. 3,002.
So you got a pretty good audience.
3,300 and something like that. I'm surprised it grew as fast as it did, but I'm thankful, man, for everyone that watches, and I have a lot of good people that watch the show.
Yeah, your stuff's interesting. That's how I got connected with you and stuff, and I'm just glad to be a part of it. I've been on your show a couple times, and it's always good stuff to promote each other. We got people all over the country now. It's not just you're in Ohio, I'm here in Chicago.
No, Connecticut. Yeah.
But I mean, there's people in every state that we got, viewing and stuff, and it's catching on, and it's all good content. A lot of it's interesting. Here we go. Joey Seifert decided to join us.
What's up, Joey? How you doing, man?
Good, man. How you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Good.
Can you hear me good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah. Audio's good. So I just,
my camera.
this was like a last minute thing I decided to do because, like I said, I lost my father a couple hours ago to cancer. It's just part of life. I'm just doing this podcast to keep my mind occupied. I knew this day was coming, and unfortunately, it was today. So, this is just something that I want to do, keep my mind occupied. It's something positive. My father was lucky enough to see me change my life. He made his peace here. And so now he's gone. Rest in peace. But
I'm sorry for your loss, man. It's I know what it's like to lose a parent. My father passed away in 2008. And I'm sorry for your loss, bro.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry to hear that too.
Yeah. So I was just saying, Joe, my father passed away a couple hours ago. He had cancer, so we knew this day was coming. I did speak to him this morning before he passed. I get to call his cell phone. He was on a ventilator. He had COVID, so we weren't able to physically be with each other. But he's gone to a better place, and his legacy will live on through me. Like I said, I'm working on my documentary with you, Joe Seifert.
It's coming soon.
So, yeah, and Staxx was just kind of introduced.
Sun's dropping when? Tomorrow?
Mine is dropping Saturday night.
Yeah. So
on the Reelz network.
There's a lot of good things coming out, man.
I hear you got some good news too.
Yeah, I'm going to Vegas, and I'm thankful for that. Man. It's gonna be good. I'm gonna have you guys come out, and I'll have you guys on the show.
Yeah,
I'll take you guys out on the town and stuff.
Yeah, like I was saying, it's all good stuff. It's people promoting each other, and that's basically how I got in tune with Joey Seifert, and that's how I got in tune with you. And it's quickly spreading, and it's a good thing because it's going places. And like I said, congratulations to Staxx. Staxx will be going out to Vegas.
Yeah, man.
It's good though. It's good energy. I like to hear that type of stuff. I'm not jealous of people that succeed and stuff. sometimes people get envious. That's normal, but it's good, man. And you definitely deserve it, Staxx, because you put your time in. You did a lot of shows and podcasts. You stuck with it, and now you're getting, the benefits of, of all the work that you put in, and that shows a lot. That's great.
Yeah, but the work's never done, man. It's never done. You know that.
No. Nah. And Joe Seifert, his story. I'll let you introduce yourself, Joe, and kind of tell everybody what you're doing with your documentary, your relationship with me, and things that you have planned for me. And go ahead.
Well, as you already introduced me as Joe Seifert, we have a documentary that's coming out about my father's involvement in the Chicago outfit where he was killed. When I was 4, my mom and I were there and witnessed all that.
Rest in peace.
It took us literally forever to get the book done, and then to finally get it to the big screen, which it's pretty crazy. That is coming out Saturday night on Reelz. But
how long has that process took from when you started to now? How long was it?
Well over 10 years. Yeah, over 10 years. Yeah,
it's a lot of work. People don't know how.
No, I don't think a lot of people understand. I think these younger generations in the culture is so used to turning on TV, and they think that you're on some reality show, and all of a sudden you're overnight success and all that stuff, and it just doesn't happen all the time that way. It just doesn't. There's a lot of work that goes into it. There's a ton of work that goes behind the scenes. Just to get a book written is painful. I mean, the process you have to go through and actually get it published and everything. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't think I have the time to even do all that right now.
No, I mean, that's what's crazy about it is the dedication, of doing the book, not just on the writer's end, but on your end yourself. The amount of time that you have to dedicate to doing it, to where you're feeding the writer your story, and then they put it in paper the way that they're interpreting it, or the way that they see it, and then they send it to you for approval, and then you got to sit there with your red pen and be like, I don't know about this and I don't know about that, and then they have to go back and do it. I mean, it's painstaking. It really is.
Yeah, well, it's all factual. You're not writing a fiction book, right?
Yeah, right. This is all factual. Yeah. And through that process, what we have found is that once you start doing it and you put it out there and you get it out there, and then you start, people start reading it, and I had an uncle that was this, or I had a brother that was this, or my dad was this, and then all of a sudden it's like an onslaught of people just reaching out to you and wanting to share their stories and their family stories. And then you start meeting people, like I met Steve. We started talking, and he starts telling me about his story. I'm like, oh shit, that's like a completely different. Like, I think that's one of my big things that I really like to do, is I like to ask people, like, what was your childhood like? Because I love to compare people's childhoods. Everybody's got something in their childhood, or a different childhood. And usually people in our circle, I'll call it, a lot of times have traumatic childhoods, or things that happened in their childhood that pushed us to go the directions that we went. So naturally, I started listening to Steve's story, and I was blown away. I mean, just blown away. And we've not been talking and stuff,
Yeah.
Shit. How many bullets? 11? 11 bullets, man.
11.
So just to clarify some things, like when I got hooked up with Joey Seifert and everything, I'm not a gangster. My story is a redemption story. It's about survival. I had to do some humiliating things. Went through a lot of horrible stuff, drug addiction. So because like Joe Seifert, somebody had reached out to him and had said all these things about me. But it's okay, because it makes my story even stronger. For the fact
done it to me too, man. They done it to me. They
people are gonna hate. People are gonna do that. They're gonna be jealous. But I think one of the biggest things about Steve's story is not, the street gangs and some of the other things that he was involved in. I think really the strongest part is the addiction part, and not just being addicted, but being able to crawl out of that addiction and walk away from everything and become successful family man and a father and the whole thing and turn your life around. I think that's one of the most powerful parts of Steve's story that I was attached to anyways.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I want to get across to people. It's not about being a gangster or running with the mafia or any of that stuff. It's just a story about, I had went through a lot of horrible stuff and people that said that I would never make it anywhere. And here I am, I do own 2 cars, that was one of the things said that about me never owning a car. But today I own 2 cars. And I have a legit job. I have 3 children. I got a daughter that goes to a private school. So, I mean, I'm doing okay in life.
You got a really good job. You have a union job. I mean, that's a great job.
And your dad got to see all that, man. Your dad got to see all that. He could have seen you in prison,
Right.
It could have been that way, and it could have been a total mess. And he got to see you succeed.
Yeah, right. And that's the strongest thing in my story is that I had family and people that believed in me, and a lot of people in the neighborhood that support me, and it's got me to where I am now. I'm married. My life's not perfect, but I don't have any legal issues anymore. I got a valid driver's license. I live in a house, full-time job. Like I said, I'm with my children every day. I'm doing okay. I always have my ups and downs and stuff. I'm not addicted to any hard drugs or anything like that. They could drug test me. I'm confident. I don't have any skeletons in my closet. And, like I said, my story is basically redemption story, survival story. But I was fortunate to be involved with Joel's documentary. I get to play a couple parts. I don't want to give too much away because the premiere will be out on Saturday. And I think it's going to blow the whole world away because it's a true story. It's a tragic story about his father's death, getting killed, and his association with Chicago outfit. But, all this stuff is, it's actually blowing up, recently in social media with the mobologists and people that follow the outfit, the mafia. It's really interesting, the history and stuff behind it. That's how I got hooked up with Staxx. He does a lot of mob content, and it's good to have different opinions and views. You're always going to get people that want to dispute things, but for the most part, everything that, I've been seeing, it's really interesting. And it's got a ton of viewers, and people like to see that type of stuff. So for Joe Seifert and James Forney to put that on the big screen, I think it's going to do great, man. And I'm just happy that I got to play, a small part in that and get hooked up with these guys. Because like I said, come from 2 different ends of the spectrum between me and Joe. But Joe's been fantastic, treated me very well. My wife and children met him, and I can't wait till it airs. It's 1 or 2 more days, and I'm pumped up about it. That's why I wanted to do this podcast.
Yeah, so, you and Mario put in some work on that.
Yeah. Shout out to Mario Gott for coming into this. I got him involved with this story, and it's fantastic. We're neighborhood guys, regular guys. We're no chiefs or nothing like that. We're the bottom guys, the guys that they said wouldn't make it. We're the underdogs, and I mean, here we are. We're doing all these fantastic things, and it's only going to get better. So the people that want to dispute that or hate that, it's fine. They're doing me a great favor, because it is what it is, and it's doing great.
Yeah,
I mean, look at Staxx, look at Joe. It's good.
Staxx, what's your background? What background do you have on you?
Man, I was a heroin addict. I was an alcoholic. Terrible, terrible addiction, man. I was in and out of prison for years. The last time I got high, man, I overdosed. My mother found me, and it was just, I had to change my life. Went to a program. I started taking things serious, and I just want people out there to know it's never too late to change your life. I don't care how old you are.
Mm-hmm.
You can change. Today can be a new day for you, and you can change and do better. And it doesn't have to be all pain and misery throughout your whole life. You can live a good life in a normal life, and I'm proof of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's the biggest thing is there's so many people had doubted me and said that said that I wasn't going to change. And I had went through horrible things. Like I said, I had a lot of my friends die in the streets, and my criminal record was like, I got a Bible the size of my rap sheet. And I only know that because I married into a police law enforcement family. And that's another part of my story. Yeah, it's just amazing that, you know, how things worked out. I met my wife. My wife was from a law enforcement family. The first people to reach out was my brother-in-law. He got me working a full-time job, and it was nothing big, but it, you know, it was a start.
Were you standoffish first? At first, were you standoffish with the law enforcement side?
Yeah, because I didn't know how he was gonna take to me, and then, you know, he gave me the benefit of the doubt. He offered me an opportunity. It was just a janitor job, sweeping floors, and it was nothing. But at least I could say that from the day that my children came into this world to now, I've always been employed. So I'm not a deadbeat dad. I've always had a full-time job. I'm very proud of that. I got a great job now. I'm part of the Teamsters 703. So, you know, I have a lot of things to be proud of. I worked very hard to get my position. I swept floors for 3 years, you know, in a warehouse, never missed a day of work. I started off at Test of Produce, and, you know, eventually we had our second and our third child, and we just created a beautiful family. And me and my wife, we were a very rocky couple. You know, they didn't think that we would make it, and we turned out to be pretty good parents. Our kids are our example of, you know, the way we parent. Our children are doing good. My daughter's straight A student. You know, maybe she'll get a B and stuff, but she's doing good. Like I said, she's in a Catholic school. She's doing great. Got my other daughter ready to go for preschool. I got a 10-year-old son, Gianni's autistic. So, you know, he teaches me about life every single day, having an autistic child. You know, I had a lot on my plate. He was our first child. So as soon as I got out of prison, my wife got pregnant, and my son was autistic. And that was a blessing for me, because I knew right there at that point, I had to buckle down and get my shit together, because if I wanted to be part of his life and stuff like that, I had to change all kinds of things about myself. And it's been doing great. Oh, here's my wife.
Busha, how you doing?
Mrs. Bullet. Hey.
Hello. The star of the show.
Yeah, you know, we just do everyday things here at the house.
The one and only. That's right.
Steve, you know, one of the other things that really stood out to me is that you had a lot of people that doubted you and were against you, but you also had some really amazing people that like really supported you and really helped you out a lot and really pushed you to help along with your, you know, setting your life straight.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was the main thing. Was I started changing the people, places, and things that were in my life, and I started surrounding myself with really good people, and that's really. And I came, like I said, I came from a good foundation. Like Cicero wasn't always a bad place. It was a great neighborhood. I grew up in a Catholic church, St. Francis of Rome in Cicero. So I had a good foundation from the beginning, you know, and that's probably what saved me. That is what saved me, actually, because like I said, I had, while I was in prison, I had an uncle and aunt that would write me consistently, send me all kinds of Bible scripture and self-help books. And I wasn't interested in it at first, but then once you're you know, I had a few years to do. So after, you know, a few months went by and, you know, I didn't have any money for commissary, I decided, you know, maybe I should do this, because that was the way I was getting my money inside prison, was from my uncle. And he wouldn't send me no money without, you know, doing some type of homework assignment. I thought it was, I thought it was stupid at first, but once I started to do it, it started catching on. Yeah, I started reading books, and if anybody's, you know, reading books and learning things is a great way to, you know, to grow in life. And luckily, I took the time out to do that, and I stayed in the books the entire time that I was in prison. I went to college and stuff like that, and that's why I'm successful, you know, because I'm able to make intelligent decisions and choices, you know, from before, when my mind was fuzzy, distorted, you know, mixed up from drugs and alcohol. It started, you know, messing with my head, and I was making really poor choices in life. And it wasn't until reality hit me that, you know, I finally was able to wake up. And it was only because I had people that were pushing behind me. They weren't, you know, my family went through a lot of stuff with me, and they didn't give up. And I'm fortunate for that, because, you know, my life's a lot better now. I'm in a great place. You know, I have good people that surround me and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm very cautious about who I have, you know, in my circle and stuff. I know I have friends that have been in shady places and stuff, but I know where to keep them, like, at a distance and stuff.
Yeah, I do
to be
tattoos
careful.
for my other career as a tattoo artist, man. So I know about being in shady places.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's kind of hard when you're trying to change, but you're around those same kind of people, you know.
Well, that was one of the best things that I think I ever heard from. I honestly can't remember who it was that I heard it from, but I was listening to like some of these other books on tape and stuff, and they said he's like a big, you know, billionaire businessman doing some show or something, and he said, "Show me your friends, and I'll tell you your future."
yeah.
And
That's
that,
what
like,
my uncle would
it
tell
never
me.
stuck out to me until, like, for whatever reason that day it clicked at me, and I was just like, "Holy shit, that's right."
Starts to make
I
sense,
try to
right?
I look up to people who have what I want, you know what I mean? I don't hang around with people on the corner who don't have shit. You know, you're not gonna get anywhere with that type of mindset.
No.
Right. They always say if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
Yeah.
You know?
The smartest person in the room isn't gonna get anywhere, man. Because
Right.
they're too smart. They
You're
know
tapped
every
out.
fucking
You need to
thing.
get to the next room, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was young,
So
my mother took me to church, so I think it instilled that you know, that religious aspect into my life. So after, when I started trying to get clean, it's like, damn, I want to go back to church. It was like in me to go back there. So I go to church every week now. I go to confession.
It's good. It's good. There's nothing wrong with church and stuff. I mean, some people,
Yeah,
you know.
I just got back volunteering. I just fed the homeless people lunch at that homeless outreach place here in Bristol.
Now Mario does something similar, doesn't he, Steve? Where he helps people.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he does. You know, Mario Gott's a great guy, and I
He's
know
a sponsor.
been through a lot of stuff. Yeah, I know he does some type of program and stuff, but I'm not exactly sure what it is. But you know, I don't know him like really well, but like I had met him and I had seen him. Like I said, I paid attention to a lot of these people in the neighborhood, and he was actually one of them. And you know, like I said, I know his story was a strong story, and that's the reason why I introduced you, because you know it's authentic, you know. And
yeah, he's got a strong story as well.
Yeah,
I know some pretty incredible stories. If you have like a log or something where people are taking stories, I got a whole bunch of them for you, man.
Oh yeah,
incredible.
That's Joey Seifert.
Yeah, that's me, man. Send him my way.
I will.
Yeah,
I got one for you. I can tell, but I can't tell you right now.
Well, yeah.
I'll tell you after we get off here. You'll be like, wow.
Yeah.
I got a good one for you.
Yeah, so since I started doing you know, my own podcast, Joey Social Club, and once I started doing that, I've had a crazy amount of people reach out that were either connected guys, or you know, I got some 1%ers from motorcycle clubs that have just, I mean, just crazy stories, man. Just, you know, crazy stories.
Oh, that's good. That's all good stuff, though.
Yeah.
So that was.
I'm gonna have guests come down. I'm gonna have guests come down to Vegas, man, and I'm gonna interview them there. You know, the Mob Museum is in Vegas.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different resources I'm gonna utilize when I'm there.
Yeah, I know a couple of guys at the Mob Museum if you need any connection there.
Yeah, Adam. Shout out to Adam. He has the Mob Tour. He was with Colada. I don't think he's involved with the Mob Museum, but
no. Yeah, no, I talked to a guy actually at the museum.
Yeah, Meyer Lansky's what is it, his grandson or something works there? Or is he he a curator there or something?
One of them are there, yeah.
Yeah. Louis the Lion was good, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say shout out to Louis the Lion, man. It's another
shout out to Mike Squiggles, man. Code of the Streets. OmericClothing.com. Check it out.
some fantastic stuff, man. I can't, there's so many good things that is about to come out, and Joey Seifert's documentary is just a launch pad, man. And then after that, I just, Chicago's, it's going to be amazing, man.
How long is the documentary, Joe?
It's an hour. Well, if you're watching it on TV, it's an hour and a half. So it's an hour and I think 22 or 24 minutes long. But then they put in commercials and stuff like that. Yeah, but it's pretty hard hitting from what I understand. I haven't seen the whole thing finished. I was there shooting it every day, but I haven't seen the whole thing edited yet. And from my understanding, the first part of it comes out and hits you right now.
They don't show you like the final cut before they bring it on.
No, they wanted to keep it. They wanted to keep it as a surprise. But I was there. I was there every day shooting and everything. So
really all the material that they can use, right?
I have no idea. I know it's going to be good because this team that has done it is. It's one of the best teams. One of the best teams. They put their heart and soul into it.
Yeah, you guys, James Forney and your team, man. Like, I've seen a little bit of Joey Seifert's thing. I didn't see the finished product.
Yeah, Steve saw a little bit of it.
Yeah, I got to peek a little bit of it. So and like I said, from my opinion, it was awesome. It was really gangster, but it was, it's a true story, obviously. So it's like very interesting, and just the way they did it, man. They can't duplicate. These other guys can make films and stuff, but you just gotta have that certain touch for these type of movies to work. And I think Joey
gotta have that feel to it, like that.
Yeah, gotta have that Chicago feel, man. And we were shooting it all over Chicago in the street. So
it's all authentic. It
couldn't have been done anywhere else,
There's a lot of people that are just about New York and the New York mob, but I like to expand my horizons. Chicago, Kansas City, LA. They had them everywhere. That's what people don't understand. They were everywhere in this country.
You have to expand it because Chicago dealt with New York guys. New York dealt with. Everybody crossed paths and dealt with each other. So.
Oh yeah, and how many people have come to you and stuff, that were, they were involved with this. A lot of people don't even know behind the scenes stuff that's gone on, since we started doing all the stuff too. Yeah. So, don't let these guys fool you and act like they didn't check around and see what was going on, because we all know that's not true. And it's all been pretty good. We had, it's not like people have made threats about, making film about the outfit and stuff, because they all know it's good history. It's good entertainment. It doesn't put the limelight on anybody that's still out in the streets. So you know your boundaries. You respected everybody. And I think that's why you're going to do good, Joel. I know you're going to do good. Because, yeah. And it's good stuff, and people want to see that. And Chicago's, it's got a lot of good history if you really know your history. You know what I mean? And for the most part, with the guys that you were working with and stuff, and the guys that I met, these guys all knew their shit. And it's like I said, you can't get it anywhere else. It's all authentic stories and stuff from the people and stuff that actually lived it. So it's awesome, man. It's going to be great.
But I think that's what's a little different about what we're doing is, we're dealing with the guys from Chicago and the people that have the real stories, family members or whoever it is. And I think what's different about Chicago is you could go into a sandwich shop and be standing next to a boss. You have no idea. Yeah. You have no idea who you're standing next to. Where if you go to like New York or some of the other places, you could, you can kind of tell an outfit guy compared to Chicago guys.
They're sharp dressed. They're getting chauffeured around and shit.
Yeah,
Chicago is the complete opposite. They want to be known, right? The people in New York want to be known. Look at me.
Exactly. They want the attention, and Chicago's complete opposite of that. They drive normal clothes. They drive shitty cars.
Yeah.
What
do they do with all the money? That's what I want to know. They supposedly have all this money that they goes filtered to the top. Where's all the money?
Don't know.
Nobody knows.
They put that money up. That money stays in the family. You know, and
keep kicked up, but that money can only go so high. So that top guy's got that money. So exactly, where is that money?
Yeah, like what's he doing with it? Like,
where's it going?
I've heard some very interesting stories about money that was put away and stored, and you know, they obviously you can't use banks, you know, for a lot of this stuff. Well, back then, you know, so
do you think there's still
you know,
caches of money stashed from back then?
Sure.
Yeah. A lot of
That
those
they haven't
old-timers,
recovered. Like maybe somebody got killed.
Yeah, there's money out. Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I know a story for sure about, you know, money that was stashed away, and it wasn't found until, you know, maybe 10 years ago. I don't know, but it was a lot of money. Obviously back then you couldn't put it in a bank, and you know, a lot of those bills were no good, you know, they were disintegrated almost and stuff. But that's how, you know, that's what these people do, is they hoard the money away, you know, and they don't spend it. They live, you know, like pretty modest lifestyles. They don't like all that attention and stuff. You know, Chicago is very different. When you start getting attention and your name's in the media, it deters people, and it's bad business for Chicago, you know. And a lot of people won't deal with that type of stuff. So like what you see on the internet and stuff like that isn't always what it is, you know, because those people that they talk about on the internet, obviously, you know, that's a lot of attention and stuff like that. And, you know, if you had any intelligence, you wouldn't deal with these type of people, you know.
A lot of these people, I think,
not to say it doesn't happen, because it does happen, but, you know, it's a very risky game, and, you know, gotta be careful.
A lot of them are trying to change history, man. They're trying to write their own history and like place their selves in it. You know what I'm saying? It's weird shit.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen that?
Yeah. You know, you get all kinds of people that you meet and stuff, and they got different points and views, and you'll never hear the same story twice. It'll always be a little bit different and from a different view. And
I think that's okay though, when you hear a story and it's a little different here and there. But you know, we addressed it on my show. It was like I think it was a week ago, about the misinformation, people posting shit and they have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. But they're posting stories like they were there, or they knew somebody that was there, and they're sharing these stories, and you're reading it, you're like, this fucking guy has no clue what he's talking about. You know, and they're posting it on Facebook, and you know, a lot of these Facebook groups and stuff like that. And I think that's where it gets like ridiculous, you know.
That part, and then they have a lot of problem with people coming on and ratting, you know, live and stuff like that. So, you know, a lot of people want to debunk the stool pigeons and stuff like that too. You know, because it's just like, you know, bad
Some
business.
of them are coming on. I mean, I don't know if you guys know about this, but Panisi has a podcast, and the people that he supposedly told on are getting a new trial because he started this podcast, man. So just goes to show you, like, the shit will bite you in your ass if you.
Didn't something like that happen with Elite too, Johnny Elite?
Yeah.
I thought something like that happened because of the
with
podcast.
Barillo wasn't supposed to be next to felons, so he ended up getting violated his parole, so they brought him back to jail. But he was threatening his ex-girlfriend for a picture out of a book. And
did you see that other one where the boss, he was on the run and they caught him on Google Earth or something?
Yeah.
Because of that.
Yeah,
the stupid fucking car was driving by at a certain period of time and caught a picture of him.
They don't realize technology.
Like shitty luck.
Like, how do they know where to go right back to? I don't understand that.
I don't know. Yeah,
that's crazy. You got to stay up with technology these days.
Yeah, yo, give me 1 second, all right? Give me 1 second.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, so it's all good stuff, man. I can't wait for all this stuff to get out, Joel. It's going to be fantastic,
2 days, man. It's 2 days.
Yeah, and so many people are looking forward to this stuff, and it's just going to take off, man. I have no doubt in my mind. You know, I was just talking to one of my buddies from the neighborhood and stuff, and explaining to him, you know, about all the stuff that's coming out. So what do you think about Sammy the Bull Gravano's thing tonight?
He's really sick right now, man.
What's wrong?
He's got COVID, and him and his whole team have COVID. Yeah, really bad. I heard.
Huh.
Wow, but you're gonna see a lot.
He's gonna be on
tonight.
ABC tonight. It's gonna be Larry Mazza, Ruggiero Jr. Is that? And
I don't know
They're gonna
about-
be back on.
I don't know if Michael's in it,
Right,
but
Chief?
Larry Mazza didn't know
No, I
that
don't
Sammy
think-
the Bull was involved with it, so Larry wasn't happy about that Sammy was involved with it. You know, they didn't tell him. They tried to pull the okey doke.
Oh,
That's crazy.
yeah,
So
you get a lot of
you know,
people
there's-
like that. If somebody, you know, if you're talking to somebody else, they don't want to talk to you. Then it's like, I'm
Yeah,
just
it's
here to
like
tell the story, man. I'm not fucking taking sides.
yeah,
Last
like
time I was
if someone doesn't like you and I'm on here with you, they won't talk to me because they don't like you. It's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's insane.
Like this ain't high
How it
school
goes.
anymore. I mean,
Some people won't even talk to me because I had people who informed on my show.
really.
But honestly,
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't care.
Yeah,
I don't
absolutely.
care.
I mean,
I'm
right.
not in the streets anymore. I'm not a gangster, and I don't
Right.
care what
We're not
people
taking
think,
sides,
man. No.
You know, we have our pedigree from everything that we did. So
Yeah, like it
you
is.
want
what
to
it
talk,
is,
talk.
man.
If not, don't.
Yep. Well, I'm gonna start wrapping it up because I got to get my kids off the bus and everything.
I
Yeah,
just
it
want to
was
say
good
one
Good
thing.
to-
Don't ask permission, ask forgiveness, man. Thanks for having me on, bro.
All right, Staxx, thanks a lot. Joey Seifert, thanks a
See
lot
you,
for
man.
coming on.
Thank you,
And,
Joe.
I'll give you guys
Hey,
a call.
thanks,
man.
Phil.
All right,
Stevie,
take care, guys.
see you Saturday
Yes.
night, brother.
I want to have you on
Yes,
too,
sir.
Joey.
Yeah, all right, man.
Soon, yeah.
January
we'll talk.
29th. Don't miss it. All right, buddy. Take
See you
care.
guys.
Later.